calendar. So today is first Muharram, the year 14 for the joy of the new
Yeah.
year of the Hijri calendar. And forgot to introduce myself. My name is Ali Doma, and as usual on the program, I'm not
Yes.
alone.
I remain Abdullah Usman Liman.
Which inshallah together we will be bringing you update concerning flights and other news relating to Hajj and Umrah if we have it. Bismillah, you to
Yes.
give us the
Assalamu
flight
alaikum
update.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very happy new year to our dear listeners. It's good to witness another year. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spare our lives to the end of this Islamic year.
I mean,
So I'll be starting with a comprehensive flight update of yesterday. So yesterday we had a total of 8 flights. We'll be starting from flight number 83. So here we had the first flight. We had a Aero flight that departed Jeddah to Lagos at 208 hours with 475 pilgrims of Oyo State. We also had a Jeddah directly to Kebbi State. As you know, we have, I think yesterday also we had a day before yesterday, we had a first time. That is a flight from Jeddah to Ilorin. So today also we also had Jeddah to Kebbi. I think this is the first time also as well. Jeddah to Kebbi with 382 pilgrims and 1 official. 353 were from Kebbi, then 29 from Sokoto State. We also had Azman flight that departed Jeddah to Kaduna with 399 pilgrims from Kaduna State and 5 officials. We also had Jeddah to Abuja at 10:30 hours with 389 pilgrims of Niger State and 27 officials. Subsequently we had Jeddah to Lagos at 12:44 hours with 369 pilgrims and 18 officials of Lagos State. Then we also had Max Air that departed Jeddah to Kano directly at 14:38 hours with 537 pilgrims of Kano State and 14 officials. We also had another flight that departed Jeddah to Abuja at 17:06 hours with 265 pilgrims of FCT and 4 officials. Max Air departed Jeddah to Bauchi at 21:27 hours with 543 pilgrims and 14 officials. Out of which, just out of the 543, just 1 person was from Plateau State. The remaining 542 are all Bauchi pilgrims. So that's it for yesterday. Stopping at flight number 90. Total flights carried, we had 8 flights. So alhamdulillah for that. Today so far we've had about 5 or 6 flights thereabout. Today we have first flight that departed Jeddah to Lagos today at 12:37 hours with 469 pilgrims of Oyo State and 7 officials. That's flight number 91. 92, we had Air Peace that departed Jeddah to Kwara State at 5:44 hours with 316 pilgrims, out of which Abuja has 46, Ekiti 34, while Ondo State has 236 of those are pilgrims. We also had Jeddah to Maiduguri at 4:20 hours with 408 pilgrims of Yobe State and 8 officials. Subsequently, we had Azman flight that departed Jeddah directly to Kaduna State with 394 pilgrims of Kaduna State and 8 officials. We also had Jeddah directly to Kebbi. I think this is the second flight to Kebbi with 384 Kebbi State pilgrims. The last flight, as at the time of filing this report, at 10:24 Saudi Arabian time, we had a flight that departed with 384 Lagos State pilgrims and 9 officials, taking the total number of pilgrims airlifted to 37,562. Total flights so far is 96. So we'll keep them coming and we'll keep getting you updated with the flight updates. Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah, we will certainly give them the way they come in. And thank you very much, Abdullah, for that wonderful update. Also, we have some news that we will be sharing with you. But before then, let's take a listen to this voice that was sent by our correspondent over there in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, in person of Alhaji Abdul Salam Abdul Fattah, who said we need to share this with our listeners, and it's very, very important to take a listen to this.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Dr. Mustafa Adebayo Bello. I'm a stakeholder in the Hajj business in Nigeria. Of course, I've been coming to Hajj in the past, years. But this year, I came along with the private operators. Of course, I'm close to the leadership of NACON, and I also have some of my friends who are into the private operations of Hajj. So I can say I have some insight into the operations, particularly as regards to do with some of the issues emerging from this year's Hajj. Some few days ago, I released the second part of my own understanding of the intricacies in the Hajj operation of this year, which I tagged the plight of international pilgrims on Hajj 2023. That piece speaks to my understanding of why the international pilgrims, some of them are still around, even though it's almost about 3 weeks now after the completion of the rites of Hajj. It has been released and shared on different platforms, and I've explained my own understanding based on the information available to me from both NACON and the
welfare and comfort of the pilgrims is paramount to us. So they were ushered in, checked into hotels. Then we started discussion, high-level discussions with authorities concerned. We had a meeting with the officials of Ministry of Hajj and Umrah at Jeddah, and
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك.
Me, by my own training, I don't get along with the blame game when things are not working the way they should work. I would rather look at it holistically and see where are the gaps. From what I released a few days ago, and I'm sure some of us are quite aware of now, is in the public domain. The issue is not just about what is happening now. It started even before we came on Hajj. It was clear that the private operators who have about 20,000 pilgrims, they couldn't get a scheduled flight that would take the whole of the 20,000 pilgrims. And that was why they had to, seek assistance from NACON. And NACON did very well by only getting involved as a witness, pre-qualified ValueJet and ARIC, and leaving our own, the Association of Tour Operators of Hajj and Umrah, to do the negotiation. I don't have the information as regards what informed the choice of ARIC and why they didn't pick ValueJet. I don't have that information. But I think the leadership of AHUN will know, exactly why they preferred ARIC to ValueJet. So that was what happened. And at the time ARIC got involved, I learned from what I have released that the aircraft they brought was rejected by Saudi Arabia Civil Aviation Authority, and they had to rely on their technical partners in Saudi here, which started the airlifting but couldn't conclude because of contractual disagreement, and that was how the problem started. I have said it in the piece I released, and that is why I think the moving forward is for leadership of our own to look at, to review critically what happened this year. Why was it difficult for ARIC? And if they must go forward, they must ensure that if there are inadequacies or gaps in the selection process, such gaps are avoided in the next Hajj. We will continue to have challenges for Hajj, because Nigeria as a country, we don't have a national carrier, and we have this huge population of Muslims who are interested in Hajj. I'm sure you are aware that even though 95,000 may look small in our estimation compared to the number of pilgrims who came on Hajj this year, but it's the fifth largest and perhaps the largest in Africa. So we have this enormous task of logistics and so many things involved. For me, I think I've said it in my piece, NACON as a regulatory body, overall regulatory body, needs to not live at home on their own, needs to do a lot of house cleaning, needs to do a lot of capacity building, needs to ensure that some of these gaps, as we get to Nigeria, we start finding ways of meeting them, so that the issue of airlifting and some other problems that crop up during this year's Hajj can be nipped in the bud, and moving forward with the hope that 2024 Hajj will be a better organized Hajj, and all these issues of airlifting back and forth will be resolved.
Alhamdulillah, you've heard that from a very key stakeholder in terms of Hajj operations there in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, who has had experience traveling to Saudi Arabia for Hajj on different occasions, sharing his own experience. Although there are first-timers, usually every year there are first-timers going to Saudi who most times encounter a lot of challenges. However, the Hajj Commission, talking about NACON, are trying their best to see that services are being rendered accordingly, irrespective of whether you've been there or not. But usually, once you are there, you've been there before, there is this level of comfort that you feel, or you feel kind of relief. You don't have any, you're not going to be tense. Yeah,
peace.
You're not going to be tense.
A sense of peace.
So we will take a look at some other news coming in from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, inshallah, before we wrap up today. The Ministry of Human Resource and Social Development said that the number of Saudi employees who obtained the Ajir permit for seasonal work in Hajj 2023 reached 7,162 men and women. Speaking on behalf of the ministry, noted that the average wage of those with Ajir permits amounted to about 5,762 Saudi riyals. They confirmed that no cases were detected regarding not being committed with the contract or delays in the payment of financial duties. If there were any individual cases, then it is being handled through the official portals. The statement read. It is worth mentioning that that Ajir platform was launched by Ministry of Hajj in Saudi 6 years back, and it has contributed in organizing temporary work, facilitate reaching labor force, and raise the labor market efficiency through benefiting from the workforce inside Saudi Arabia as an alternative to recruitment. Ajir platform also aims to enhance the flexibility of workforce solutions in the Saudi markets to cover the needs and increase the productivity and effectiveness of the workers in the market. This is something that has to be done in order to take care of the visitors of Allah. Talking about guests of Allah who come for Hajj operations, it is time bound. So it's not something that you must employ someone on a full time, that after the exercise you now become helpless. You don't have to take care of that, or you don't know what to do. You incur a lot of expenses. So it's just a temporal work that these people come, they get engaged in a contract.
That's why it's even called ad hoc.
Yeah, in a contract form, you do after the exercise, then you let them go. And they are talking about issue of payment. And these are some things that really, if you engage a lot of people, you tend to have hitches here and there when it comes to payment. People say they have not been paid, especially back home here in Nigeria. We're used to that. Even if it is a government institution, you discover that a lot of people will tell you that have not been paid, and people will be going back and forth trying to sort out, while some might not even see their money at the end of the day. But this time around, these people are saying they have automated everything, and inshallah, they don't have any problem. It is 100% compliance in terms of making payment. So alhamdulillah, I think we Nigeria can learn from those kind of initiatives. And I think they are
just following the saying of the Prophet that when you engage somebody in labor, you should pay him even before his sweats dry up.
Yes.
So also in other news, also we saw that Saudi Arabia has honored Chinese pilgrims for voluntary environmentalism. Saudi Arabia has celebrated several Chinese Muslims for their voluntary effort in protecting the environment during the annual Hajj pilgrimage that ended last month. The honors were seen in a video circulated on social media removing garbage from a channel in Saudi Arabia, holy city of Mecca, during Islam's biggest gathering. They did the voluntary work while on their way to perform the symbolic ritual of stoning the devil in the valley of Mina near Mecca, according to media reports. The deputy head of the Mecca mayoralty, Ibrahim Al-Ghamdi, welcomed the volunteers at his office and honored them. The Mecca mayoralty said the honoring gesture underlined importance of social responsibility aimed to motivate positive behavior, boost pilgrim health and environmental values, and enrich their experience during undertaking Hajj rituals. The officials expressed appreciation for the Pilgrims Act. We are happy about the Pilgrims initiative that spread on social media, he said at the honoring ceremony. We are happy because they are pilgrims who have this culture and keenness to keep Mecca clean, he added. Saudi Arabia lifted limits on the numbers and ages of pilgrims from around the world for this Hajj season, reversing earlier restrictions. COVID-19 forced the curtailment of the numbers of pilgrims in the past 3 years. Around 1.8 million pilgrims, including 1.6 from abroad, attended this year's Hajj, according to Saudi official figures. Hajj is one of Islam's 5 obligatory duties. Muslims who can physically and financially afford Hajj have to perform it at least once in a lifetime. So this is quite encouraging, and this shows that these Chinese people, even from their country, they are environmentally conscious set of people. So that is why even after they've left their environment, they saw something that is not very okay. That's because I believe the garbage the places they were trying to keep neat were places where other pilgrims have used items and have perhaps dumped it there, but they saw that this is not right. And I think China is one of the countries where you have the highest number of where they encourage recycling of waste items. Like almost nothing is put to waste in China. I even saw a place where, in one of the documentaries, a place where even things are as in quotes, as useless in quotes as when you cook, the under part that's burnt, that area, there is a place I even saw where it is used for energy generation in some parts. That's in a documentary. So this is something what emulating.
I think this is not far from what they believe in that part of the world, because I could recall vividly in Qatar during the World Cup in Qatar, Japan did the same thing. The Japanese fans cleaned some of the stadiums after the tournament. So I think it's very.
So I think it's akin to Asians, should I say? Because this is Chinese and you are talking about Japanese, but since they are all perhaps almost one and the same set of people, just name of country that has differentiated them.
All right, let's take a look at another story that we have here. Saudi Arabia's Red Sea International Airport to open this summer. Saudi Arabia usually their creativity and innovations in terms of technology now is something else. Yes, something else. They put a lot of their resources in there to take over the world when it comes to site attraction and having a standard facilities that will stand the test of time. Let's just go into the detail of this particular story. The Saudi Arabia Red Sea International Airport to open this summer. The airport will start off with domestic arrivals this year and accommodate international flights by next year, that is 2024. Saudi Arabia's mega project destination, the Red Sea, will open its first international airport this summer, Red Sea International Airport, which will initially start with domestic arrival and move to accommodate international flights by next year. Red Sea Global CEO is the one saying this. Just Mr. John Pagano revealed in an exclusive interview with Arabian Business. Red Sea International Airport opens this summer, he said, with the capacity to handle domestic arrivals. The airport will be a full-scale boutique airport built to handle all sizes of aircraft, from private jets to the Airbus A380. Furthermore, it will be the only airport in the region to have a dedicated runway for seaplanes.
Wow.
Pagano explained that the Red Sea International Airport will be solely powered by renewable energy, similar to the rest of both Red Sea global destinations, the Red Sea and Amala. There will be no baggage claims area in the new airport. Instead, luggage will be delivered to guest hotel room to shorten processing time. The official says the airport will also feature state-of-the-art amenities, including a spa, high-quality restaurant, and is expected to serve 1 million passengers. We aim for it to become the first carbon neutral airport in the Middle East, he said. This represents a huge milestone for the Red Sea Global, and it means we will become the first Saudi Arabia original giga project to receive visitors, he concluded. The Red Sea is surrounded by the world's fourth largest barrier reef system and spans over 28,000 square kilometers. The destination will comprise of over 90 untouched islands, pristine beaches, dormant volcanoes, and more. Amala places focus of luxury, wellness, and sport retreat with a yacht club, active sport facilities including equestrian, polo, camel racing, falconry, golf, and tennis.
This is simply wow.
This is creativity at the highest level. Yeah, really. These are climbs who actually make use of their revenue, what they generate from their natural resources.
It's also a very welcome development that they are planning ahead to use eco-friendly energy generating.
Yeah, talking about renewable energy.
Yes,
that's where the world is moving now.
Yes, they don't have to use things that will generate gas emission and then perhaps spoil the whole atmosphere.
All right, I think this is where we will call it a wrap on today's edition of As-Salam Peace Magazine, Echoes from Hajj, and we will continue to inform you that this program is still open for advert placement and sponsorship. You can reach us at number 4 Ogbomosho Street, Area 8, Garki, Abuja, Voice of the People, Area 8. And you can also check us on our website www.abuja.voiceofthepeople.ng. Thank you very much for listening. Until we come your way tomorrow, inshallah, with another interesting edition and to give you more updates, because flight updates are moving in so fast. So we will certainly give you those updates as they come in. My name is Ali Udoma.
And I remain Abdullah Usman.